Steph, are you ready to do a little car review? Are you guys ready for a little car review?
As I'll ever be.
Yeah, Steph is like super excited on this call. She was like, I am gonna crush this. I'm so excited. She was ready for this.
That's exactly what I said. Exactly.
Okay, so let me explain a little car review is. So Steph recorded her calls. You guys should all be recording your calls. If you don't have a CRM that records your calls, then you need to get one that does, because it's super valuable for you. It's really great for training purposes. And so what we're going to do is we're going to listen to Steph's call. Okay, as an added thing that I like to do when I'm actually doing call reviews is I'm going to have the script up while we do the call reviews. That way we can kind of match up. Yeah, see, I didn't tell you that stuff, right? So this is good because this is literally feedback at its finest. It's like, here's the play. So think about this, guys. So you guys all know that, like, when they play sports, let's give an example of a football, right? Does everyone know that the players, like, they watch a game film, like the quarterbacks, the defenses, the running backs, they go watch a game film and they say, okay, this is the play that we're supposed to be running, and here's what it looks like. And like, what I see on paper, it didn't necessarily look like it did on the field, right? And this is to make the corrections. Well, this is very similar. We're doing game film for sales training. So we're going to have audio of both Steph and the prospect, and we're going to have the play, which is in turn the script. Okay. And then we're going to go through. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. We're gonna go through the call and we're gonna give feedback. So that way she can take that feedback and take it into her next call. She can apply the techniques. She can apply that, and she can better serve the prospect. She can serve her business. Everybody wins. Okay. So that is the idea of a call review. Okay. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to share my screen because I think I have to actually share my sound as well. So bear with me. This is going to be, all right. Can you guys see? Oops. All right. Can you guys see the script? Can I get some thumbs up here?
Yes.
We can see it. Okay. All right. Does everyone have the script? Okay. Was somebody put, if you guys don't have the script, you guys know where to find the script at? It's in the masterclass. Yep, exactly. So if you want the script, it's literally in the masterclass. Okay, there's lots of cool docs in there. One of those, including this initial sales script, under sales. Okay, so I don't know if this is actually going to let me pull this up. Say actually, okay, I'm going to pull this over here. Okay, so we can still see the script. Kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to play here. Can everybody hear it ringing?
Yep.
Amazing. Oh, she's so excited right now.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, this is Steph with Azalea Cleaning. Is this Casey?
It is. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good.
Good. Is now still a good time?
It is.
Wonderful. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to chat with me. I just want to talk a little bit about you, your home, our services, and then when we get done, if you've got any questions, I can answer them for you, or we can get you on the schedule if that works.
Okay, sounds great.
Perfect. So I know you've given me a little bit of information about your home already. What about Casey? Like, what are you looking to accomplish? Who is she? And how can we help?
Actually, my parents' home. It's not mine. They live in the Taylor's area, and
Okay, amazing, right? So first off, like, we're following the script. Like, Steph, can you see that you're following the script? Amazing, right? So just want to say, like, cool, like we're actually watching it go down the script. So now we get thrown off a little bit right away, which is amazing, right? Now we get thrown off. The person whose home is cleaning, it's not even their home. Cool. Now we get thrown off.
I'm just looking just for upkeep, just having somebody be able to clean bathrooms, floors, appliances.
Should I just do?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I heard bathrooms, floors, and then it went silent for a minute.
I'm sorry.
No problem.
I'm driving, so I'm going to be cutting out. Just bathrooms, floors, appliances, just dusting, basically upkeep of a home.
Okay, perfect. Just things that they may not want to or can't keep up with on their own.
Right. They're busy. They're either helping me with kids or they're traveling, and I just feel like we might want to look at doing something so they don't have to.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, that's a nice gift to get them, I guess. Yeah. Is it just the two of them, or do they have any pets? Or
Okay, cool. So now we're going to the script, which is great. the one thing that we're really looking for in this is like, we're trying to figure out what the problem is, right? That's always the thing we should be looking for, guys, is when we're on a phone call, it's like, what's their problem? Like, why do they actually want a cleaning? So maybe ask us like, okay, so you're the daughter, you're doing this, so you did a great job of trying to trying to put the pieces together. Is this the first time you've done this? Like, do you normally, like, are you normally the person who cleans the house? Do you normally give them gifts? Like, is this something that they're expecting? Is this a gift? Like, I would ask that question so I just have a better idea of where this is coming from. Am I, Steph? So, Steph, I'm going to mute you for a second just because I actually want to interact with you a little bit here. Okay.
Oh, sure. So it came up a little bit afterwards.
Okay, cool.
But
so
yeah,
this right here in the beginning is like, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to figure out the story. Like, why are they calling me? Like, there is a reason. So, like, here's the cool part, guys, is that they're calling us for a reason. It's not because their house is clean. It's not because they have amazing cleaners, right? It's not because they love to clean. Like, we filtered most people out. The reason they're calling us is they got a problem. And it's our job to figure out what that problem is. The better we can understand what the problem is, the easier we can be like, oh, I got the solution for you. Okay.
absolutely. And she did mention like they travel a lot. They run around with their daughter's kids. So
yeah. So I would just ask a couple more questions. Like, is this the first thing you've done this for him? Like, do you normally buy them for him? Like, do you normally clean the house? Like why are you doing this? Like, why are you doing this? Right. So this is a little bit different kind of conversation because usually it's a homeowner themselves on their house clean, but now we have a third party who's trying to get the house clean for somebody else. Right. So, okay, let's keep going here.
Nope, it's just the two of them.
Awesome. Do you know kind of ballpark, is their house like mostly carpet? Is it half and half? Is there no carpet?
There are 3 bedrooms with carpet, and then the rest of the house is hardwood.
Okay, perfect. And do you know, like, as it stands right now, where it kind of is on a scale of 1 to 10, like 1 being completely spotless and 10 being it just needs some extra love?
I would say probably like a 3.
Okay.
There's a lot of, it's more, I would say more clutter than just like dirt and grime and all that. It's just more coming home, dropping stuff, and then leaving again.
Yeah, they gotta travel, right? They got places to be.
Exactly.
Awesome. And are there any certain areas, like I know you mentioned bathrooms, floors, and like general upkeep, but are there any areas that?
So I really like that you repeat back what she says, because then it allows them to like feel comfortable that you're listening and you're paying attention, and it also helps you because you're saying it back and you just want to confirm that what you're hearing is what they're saying. So great job to repeat back what they said.
Thank you.
I really like that.
You or whoever's kind of helping them right now, or them, that they encounter more difficulty, or they just hate doing it, or they just can't be bothered?
I would go bathrooms.
Bathrooms, okay. Do you know if they're tile or are they like the insert?
They're inserts.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
And
yeah, even go a little bit more. I think the pain points are like the reason why I think the pain points are really good, because if you can get a couple pain points, you actually can really hit those points and get them done. The less likely that you're going to get people going to come back and say that, oh, you didn't like they're not going to complain even if you miss some other things, but if you hit their big pain points, the likelihood of them complaining is less. And so my idea is like, okay, cool, so we've got the bathroom, like what other things would be pain points? Like ask, like again, like really try to figure out what that question is, because if you like if you can look for 2 or 3 pain points, you can really hit those, and you can like have your cleaners like, please, like if you miss everything in the house, don't miss these 3 things. Right.
Cool.
have they had somebody in there helping them, or have you had to kind of monitor that, or they try to do it?
Good question. Now you're trying to figure out the story. This is good. So I just wrote down the front, but you're still figuring out the story. This is amazing.
They do it on their own. They're out of the country right now. And I had somebody come in that I had just like had a recommendation to me that is not with like a company, which is like an independent person.
What'd you guys catch right there? It was slight. It was just a person. It wasn't like a company. So what did she actually say?
She wants legitimacy and consistency and to know what she's going to expect.
She wants a company. She doesn't want a solopreneur. She doesn't want the person who's talking on the phone, who's also cleaning, who's also doing customer service, who's also doing billing. That's what she said right there. She said she gave value to a company, which means that she's talking to somebody who like their job, in this case, like you're the salesperson, right? You're not the one who's going to be out there cleaning the home. Like that's what she said. So just a little nuance for anybody who like you become more valuable the bigger your team is when you actually have a company rather than being a solopreneur.
And do what they call a deep clean.
Okay.
I didn't really consider it a deep clean because I was there, because I don't know them, so I wasn't going to just allow them into my parents' house.
Right.
And so they tidied, but I don't think they did anything that like I wouldn't do just regularly. So
Okay.
I mean, there was like, some scrubbing of like the bathrooms, but it wasn't like anything I would consider like a deep clean.
Okay. So they did they do like any of the baseboards or the blinds or anything like that, or just kind of like more of the general cleaning?
They did baseboards, blinds, some dusting, mops, vacuums, and then like clean countertops.
Okay. What are some of those like deep clean items that you would have liked to have?
Fantastic question. Fantastic question. Hey guys, is this in the script? This question right here, is this in the script? Put in the chat. Was the question she asked, what were the things? What was the question you asked? I don't know what the question you asked. It was a good question.
Oh, I said, because she was like, they came out and did a deep clean. And I said, okay, if you weren't happy, what were some of the things you would have liked to have seen?
Yeah.
If you weren't happy with what you got.
So do you guys see that in the script anywhere? It's not in the script. Okay. The script is to give you a baseline to move back to, but you have to be listening, right? And Stef right here is listening because she cares. Okay. She wants to solve the person's problem. So she's asking the right question. Well, what did they miss? How can I actually help you? Because you weren't happy over here. So can I solve your problem? That's basically what you're asking. Can I solve this problem? So great question. So again,
Thank you.
I want to put that into perspective that the script is giving you a foundation, but the goal is for you to listen to the client to solve their problem. Like first and foremost, that is your goal.
I guess. Sorry, I'm just thinking through.
You're fine. You're fine.
Well, for example, one of them went to clean the oven, like the stove, the oven, sorry, and didn't read through the directions on what they were using to clean the oven with. So what she told me to do was to spray it in because I wasn't going to be there later in the day. She was going to spray it in and then do the self-clean option and then clean it out later. And I was like, okay, well, so I ended up doing it, which was not a big deal. But like I read the directions. The directions say, do not use this for the self-cleaning oven.
Right. There's specific tools and chemicals. Yeah.
So,
okay.
So that's just one example.
Good job right there, conferring with her and like giving her a little bit of what I call technical information to be like, yes, I understand. And like, we wouldn't do that. Basically you said, we wouldn't do that. I understand. What else do you have?
I cringed when she said that.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
So would you think that you would need something more in-depth the first time, or is it just more like kind of keeping up with it after that?
I think it would be just keeping up with it because now it's clean.
Yeah, so I would probably have asked just a couple more, like, okay, so we have the stove, what else? Then like the more information you get, the more you're going to serve your cleaners. That's what really is what you're trying to do. The salesperson's job in a cleaning company is that you, the salesperson, you are able to communicate with the prospect, be able to understand what their problem is, what they want done, and you have to be able to communicate that to your cleaners, because the cleaners and the client never talk. Right? So you become the middleman. So like you need to get as clear as possible. If any, like over communicate is not a word, but you need to have clear communication. You need to make sure that you're on the same page as the client, because then you need to be able to make sure you're on the same page as the cleaners. Okay. So that's why it's important for you as a salesperson to ask a lot of questions, because it's like you're not gathering the information just for them, but you're also gathering it for your cleaners as well. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you probably went back over and we're looking at things like, okay, now I have to do this. That's definitely frustrating. I'm sorry about that.
It's fine. It's part of it, and I understand. I didn't pay a huge amount, so I can kind of understand that. And I didn't have to do it, so I also get that.
Yeah. That's very nice out.
Another little slight thing. I don't know if you guys caught this, but she's like, I didn't pay a huge amount, right? So
You get what you pay for.
there you go. You guys just listen to people. Like people will tell you what they value based on like their behaviors, right? And even sometimes with their words. Like in this case, like she'd rather pay more for a reputable cleaning company who's going to do what they say that they're going to do. And so for everyone out there who's maybe like on the verge of scaling from a solopreneur into a bigger business, and you're like, I don't like, or you're a company and you're like, how do I compete with solopreneurs? Don't compete with them. You literally, you have a different offer. You have a different service that you can provide as a company rather than a solopreneur. Okay. People want reliability. They want consistency. They want to talk to somebody. Okay. And they don't mind paying for it.
Heard.
They want to be heard. Right. And when you're doing everything yourself, it is really hard to give clients the attention that they need. So, important notate there.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, I know you said you were looking at September. Is that kind of when they're due back, or?
I was planning on September just because I literally just had this person come out like last week, and so they're coming home next week, and I just figured out like they would give them like 3 weeks to like live, you know, in the home, and then have somebody else like come out for the like month to month kind of concept.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me take a peek here. What about like the last week of August into September? That gives you about
It would
4
probably be farther
or you
if
want
you're
the
able
week
to do
out?
it.
Yeah.
And
Let me
then
take
I
a
was kind
peek
of curious about pricing
here. Yeah,
before we
absolutely.
got into scheduling. Yeah.
Sure, no problem. So for us to come out.
So it's a quick question. Why did you go straight to scheduling before addressing price?
I tend to do that because I think in my mind, if we can solve their problem, the price won't be the deciding factor.
Cool. Okay. I think the price is a big enough, like, it's a decision that needs to be noted, I think, before we move to scheduling. And I think the thing I don't like about doing scheduling first is that it almost feels like a sales tactic that I'm trying to put you in a corner. Like, let's schedule a thing for you before I even tell you price. Oh, what's the price? Like right there, like this is a very educated buyer. This is a great buyer. This is a great sales call. I didn't even know this was going to happen, by the way. So thank you. Like, this is great. This is an educated buyer. And they knew that if they committed to a day that they were going to corner themselves into like, have to accept the price. And people don't like that. Right. So I think
I never really thought about that.
so.
Oh, okay.
Addressing price before we do scheduling, that should be the standard. Now, if for some reason it just flows that way and they're asking about it, okay. But your goal, as far as your consistency, should be addressing price before we talk about scheduling. And it's also like a waste of time if the price isn't even close, right? Like, why talk about scheduling? Like, this is going to be
Yeah, that
like
makes sense.
a couple minutes that we're wasting because we don't even know what the price is yet.
Okay.
Every 4 weeks, it would be $260.
Okay.
And then I'm just looking real quick here on the schedule.
Okay, so this is great. So every 4 weeks. So this is where, is this was a one-time clean, right? Or are you trying to push them into
Every 4 weeks. She wanted every 4 weeks.
Okay. Do you have different prices for one time versus every 4 weeks?
Yes.
Okay. So again, this is where I'll just share my philosophy. You do your thing. I just want to share what my mindset comes from, again, from it, just strictly from a human behavior standpoint. That's all. Okay. From a human behavior standpoint, I hate getting locked into long-term things when I haven't even experienced the service once. And when somebody tries to lock me into something before I've even experienced it one time, I get a little skeptical. Like, if your service is that good, like, I'll use you again. Like, I don't want to have to feel trapped or cornered into doing something every 4 weeks when I haven't even done you one time.
Well, when we went through the nurture script, she said that she wanted every once a month. Yeah.
Okay. So even with that though, like, you can set the frame, and this is how you turn it around. Because this can work for anybody, whether they're looking at reoccurring or they just want to start. Because I think more people are like me, and actually I know this from, I can look at our data. More people are just like, let me just try it one time, and then I will commit to like doing more times, right? And so that actually will help you sell from a stronger position, and honestly allow you to make more money up front, which you should be doing anyway, because you're advertising for this person, you're paying for this person. So this person actually needs to, like, you need to actually charge this person more to make up for your advertising. Eventually you won't be doing sales, you'll be doing this, you'll be doing call reviews for your salesperson. So you need to account for all that money. You do that by charging more on the first sale. Okay. There isn't enough in the first sale to allocate for a commission and a base, which we're going to talk about tomorrow on the private Zoom. Okay. So every single person, this also from a positioning standpoint, we have everybody start like, and they pay this initial clean. After that, as long as you like the service, and you know what, we like you, we can talk about doing it every 4 weeks after that. And for all of our current clients, we have a really cool offer that I'll give you if that's something that you want to do. But this is our initial clean price.
Okay.
Cool.
Like,
so
off of your initial clean calculator.
Off the initial clean calculator, yes.
Okay.
And so as far as the initial clean calculator, if you do not know about the initial clean calculator, it is also in the sales section. And so that's what you guys can use as a good framework, as a good baseline. You guys can adjust your square footage prices on there if you would like to. However, like if you just use that framework and you can get an idea of what you can estimate over the phone, just like Stef did. Okay.
One thing, Logan, that you've mentioned to our team is you use the analogy of a relationship. Like you don't want to get married on the first date. Like let's date first. We'll show you who we are. And then if you like us, then we can talk about marriage.
And how would you overcome well, I've had a cleaning person, or I just had it cleaned, or that transition, especially if somebody's already had service before?
Yeah. You can tell them that, hey, like we will have a conversation after you're clean. We will talk about it. We'll make sure we're on the same page. And then at that point, we can talk about a recurring service. But
no, she's talking about them objecting the initial clean. I don't want an initial, I just want a maintenance.
Oh, yeah. So then at that point, you still sell. This is where you would downsell, right? So if you get into the script here, so we always sell our deep clean first because it's basically our price anchor. And honestly, like for most people, it is going to do what's best. It's going to give our cleaners the best opportunity to get a start on the house, and then they can continue to do it in maintenance, right? Okay. So we should always lead with that. And it's also the biggest price, right? So it should be $450. And they're like, whoa, it's a lot of money. Cool. You said that you wanted a deep clean. You wanted this, and this. Like, yeah, but my budget's only $260, or it's less than that, whatever it is, right? Okay. So I just want to make sure we're on the same page because I want to help you. I want to solve your problem. Fair?
Right.
Okay. So here's what I can do is that I told you about our deep clean. We also have a general clean or maintenance clean. I wouldn't call it maintenance clean. I would call it a general clean. Now, with the general clean, we're not going to do the ovens. We're not going to this is where you kind of touch on some of their pain points to get them to circle back to, I think I really want the deep clean, but you basically give them an A/B option. So it's not, are you going to buy this clean or not buy this clean? You're going to either buy a deep clean or you're going to buy a general clean.
Right.
So that's why the script is set up right here. So you can see these two different types of cleans. So the one I recommend here, so this is back to the script here, right? So this is where we got a little bit off the script. So the clean I recommend for you, and this is where you actually do recommend whatever clean that you believe it is, right? These notes, you can kind of ignore these notes for now. I'm not sure where those notes are coming from. It's a deep clean, right? Which means that then you explain what a deep clean is. You basically hit on their pain points, okay? And then at the very end, you say based on whatever. So again, you just give them a price, which is fine. I think wherever your comfortability is, you can say based on my quote sheet or just I estimate whatever. I'm plugging it in. I think people find a lot of value in formulas and somebody else rather than you making the decision. It's okay, this other thing made the decision, and it says it's going to be $430.
Right.
And it also allows you to basically allows you to position the thing as the bad guy instead of you being the bad guy. So now they're working with you to try to solve this problem rather than you made the decision and now they don't trust you. So have them not trust the calculator. Okay, that's a nuance. That right there is a little nuance. Is that something that has been something that I was not expecting with the calculator? Is that right there? Is that we can make the calculator the bad guy, and we can oh well, that's what the calculator says. Let's see if we can work something within your budget, right? And then you're able to play around with numbers and try to figure out how to make a clean work, whether it's deep clean or a general clean. Okay. So then we would give them the price of the 200. It should be higher than 260. It should be 400 or whatever, right?
Okay.
And then when they come to downsell, then you say, let's come down here. So these are all closes. So you can look at the script right here. These are all the same closes. So whatever flows with you. So that's not we're on the same page. So if we go back here, let me see this. I'm gonna scroll back here to our close again.
Out every 4 weeks, it would be 260.
So see how there's a pause right there? So she's waiting for you to say something. Does that sound good to you? That sound like we're on the same page? That sound reasonable? That's something you can do?
Okay.
Right? So now she knows that it's her turn to talk rather than you just sitting there. Did you hear
Waiting.
me? Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So again, that will help you make that transition, and it'll help them
Okay.
to know when it's their turn to talk. Okay. That's why those closes, again, like those are sample. You guys can use whatever you want. I'm just giving you some samples to work off of.
And then I'm just looking real quick here.
Okay. And so this is like, once you say the price, then you shut up and you just, is it uncomfortable?
Mhm.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So, but this is where when you give a close, like one of these 5, it allows you to be more comfortable, because now you're like, you know what you said, you're done. And now you can just sit there back and wait. And whether they say something right away, or they wait 5 seconds, or like, you don't say a word. Just listen. Just listen. Okay.
We're on the schedule.
And so like right now you went right back to like, you didn't wait for her to say yes or no. You're just like, I'm gonna get you on the schedule. Like
Yeah. I took her okay as like an okay, as opposed to just like, okay, thanks for the information.
Yeah. So let's go back and listen to that, because okay can be like, okay, how it's said means lots of different things, which is why
Exactly.
it's why the
Yeah.
tonalities are so important. It's why it's important to listen. It's because okay. Those are 3 different ways to say the same word that they all have 3 different meanings. So let's actually go listen to see what kind of okay we got from her.
Yeah.
Sure, no problem. So for us to come out every 4 weeks, it would be $260.
Okay.
And
okay. So it wasn't like I'm agreeing with you, just as like I heard what you said, okay.
Right.
Right. And
Yeah.
so but you most likely nervously just took it as like, I'm just gonna like try to bulldog this under the finish line and hopefully she doesn't see me do this. Right.
Yeah.
So let's see how it turns out.
then I'm just looking real quick here on the schedule. We could do the 12th. I don't know if that's too far out, or if you're kind of hoping the week in between, the first, like more like the 6th or the 7th.
I think actually September. What about the week of the 18th?
Oh, and right there you're like, okay, I got it. Like now she's talking about scheduling, right? She's like, okay, now I got this. Okay. So even making these mistakes sounds like we're gonna make a close here, right? So did making these mistakes, did they kill you?
No.
But can you learn from them?
Absolutely. And they're not as bad as they were last week and the week before that.
Not at all. Right.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I don't think I need to go through the rest of the call, right? Like this person end up closing, right? Should we
Let me take a peek here.
let's listen to it.
Sure.
Let's just confirm we got to close here. And if we got to close, you guys got to give Stef some love, because we got dollars in the bank.
Yeah, we could do actually that Friday.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay. That was an okay. That was okay.
Yeah.
Right. Amazing. So here's the beauty of cleaning sales specifically, is that we have a really freaking valuable service. People really, really want it. Does anyone here know why cleaning is so valuable? Does anyone actually really know? Put it in the chat. Does anyone actually know why cleaning is actually very, very valuable? Where's my chat at? This chat's blowing up. Good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Somebody's onto it a little bit. So yeah, so all these are, let's say all these are benefits. Jessica, yeah, Jessica's cheats though, because she gets to hang out with me more than anybody else does. So the reason that cleaning is so valuable is that on the value equation, which this is directly from Alex's $100 million offers book. So if you guys have not watched, you guys have not listened to that book or read that book, this is where this is coming from. But he in there talks about the value equation. Okay. And the value equation is two, what I call two yays and then 2 boos, right? And so the yays on the cleaning service is that it's done for them, which means that how much effort does somebody have to do to clean their home? Like once they hire Stef to come clean their home, like how much effort do they have to do?
Minimal. They just got to pay the invoice.
Right? So physically, there's like outside of reaching out and grabbing their wallet, that's the only work they got to do. Okay. The second reason that it's valuable is the speed, right? How fast can someone get their home cleaned? So we can look at this from both a macro and a micro level. Like if Stef had availability for tomorrow, could technically that person get in and get their house cleaned tomorrow? Yeah, right. And could it be done in a reasonable amount of time? Could it be done in 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours? Is that reasonable? Right. So for the time they got on a phone call with Stef to the time that they actually got the service done, it could be less than 24 hours. Has anyone in here had a clean that they got in and performed and completed in less than 24 hours? Yeah. So that is what we consider an impulse buy. And loves impulse. Like all we're marketed is impulse, 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 impulse. Okay. So that goes in our favor in the value equation. So first off, the amount of effort required by them, minimal. The time to completion to get the final result, like minimal. Okay. What is the likelihood of them actually getting the result? Like what is the chance that Stef actually is able to complete this job to the expectation that the client wants? Yeah. Super high. Like the chances of Stef being able to actually fulfill on the service is very, very high, right? She's got a team. She trains them. They're full-time cleaners. That's all they do is they clean. Okay. So again, like this is not from looking at it from Stef's point of view, this is looking from the prospect point of view. It's like I'm on a phone call with Stef, they're a professional cleaning company. She's got reviews, she's got a team. In my head, I'm like, okay, I don't have to do anything. I can get this done basically whenever I want, bearing the schedule as availability. And there's a really high likelihood that this is going to get done. Like I see that she has 30, 40, 50 5-star reviews. She was a referral, she was a friend, whatever it is. Like I'm pretty sure she can get it done. Okay. And then the last piece of the value equation is like, is it worth it? Like, is getting your house clean worth it? Which is back to what a lot of you guys said up there earlier. It's like, what does worth it mean? Peace, happiness, relief. When you put all those things together, that is why this industry, this business, is going like this right now. It's flying. More people are looking for home cleaners more than ever before. This industry is growing so fast. Like it was growing before COVID, but COVID put a little bit of a hockey stick to it. Like what we are doing is very valuable to the end consumer. There's also a big gap in the marketplace between solopreneurs and companies and businesses. And this is everyone in here, this is your opportunity. This is your opportunity. If you're like, I'm in a competitive market, there's 100 cleaners that are in my market, 100 cleaning companies. Good. That means that people want your service. That means you're in a place where there's people. And when there is people are going to want a service that they have minimal effort, high likelihood of achievement, the time to delay is short, and they get the benefit. Okay.
And it's not about competition.
And that's why we're doing this. Everyone in here, no one in here is competing. We're all collaborating. And the more we collaborate, let me give you an example. So some of you guys might be in normal markets. Some of you guys might be in big markets. We are in a town of 50,000 people. Okay. For some people, that might be really, really small. There's a couple of people in here like, that's really, really big. Right. Kitty, how many cleaning companies are in this town? Every time that there's a question that are posted in one of the Facebook groups of looking for a cleaning company, looking for a cleaner, which by the way, in our little town, 50,000 people, those happen every single day, every day. And you guys are nodding your heads, they happen in your towns too. Okay, every day. How many people, how many companies get tagged in those posts, Katie?
20, 15 to 20.
Those are just the ones that get tagged. Right.
Plus all the
there's-
people who are like, I'll do it for $15.
Exactly. Those are the solopreneurs, right? And so just so you guys realize that the demand is out there. People want it. The ability to actually fulfill on it is not even close. Like, we as a community, as a cleaning industry, as a cleaning business community, we cannot fulfill on the amount of demand out there. And even once we're able to fulfill on it, the next level is, can we fulfill on it to the level of expectation, level of service that somebody will willing to pay for? Okay. Because right now there's a big opportunity in your market for even just like to swallow up the market, but also to set yourself apart of being the company who's most valuable. And what is most valuable is consistency, reliability, and speed. Speed being the big one, right? Because people want it and they want to be able to happen fast. And so that's the value of actually scaling your cleaning company and growing a cleaning company, having multiple cleaners. Again, if you're at 2 right now, multiple cleaners is 4. If you're at 4 right now, multiple cleaners is 8. Okay, if you're at 8, make it 16. If you're at 16, make it 32, right? Like, you need to do more because you're capable, because you can, because you have all the systems, you can do it. So the reason that you wouldn't do it is because you don't think about your damn self. Start to think about how you serve your community, how you serve your business, and that's by growing it. Not by playing small. Not by thinking little. Okay. So, way off on a tangent there for a second. But the point is that you guys are in an industry that people want. Like, this is where I wish I could just like share this feeling with you, because I was in an industry the other way around. Like, that value equation from a fitness standpoint, again, like Alex actually does a great job of explaining this in his book as well. Like, the reason why fitness is really hard to sell, because it fails on all those except for the very last one, which is like, is it worth it? Like, sure, it's worth it to lose 20 pounds or 30 pounds, but not at the expense of me having to do all this work. Not that it's going to take me 6 months just to get there, and then I'll spend the rest of my life just to keep it. And the likelihood of achievement, well, I can Google the facts. Right? And so what we have, people are swimming with us. Okay. And so like, I want you guys all to understand that like we can make all these mistakes that Stef did, and just understand that if you just do a little bit of training and you do it consistently, like, you will set yourself apart. You'll be able to reliably close a higher percentage, and you'll be able to serve these prospects. You serve your business, and you'll be able to really have belief in yourself that you actually can scale this thing. You're like, okay, next time you decide to double your cleaners, you know that you have the marketing system, the sales system, that you can actually fill their schedules up as well. The confidence in your sales ability is going to give you the confidence to hire more people. And that's how you're actually going to grow your company. Okay, so that's what this really is all about. So will you guys give Stef some love for real? Like, number one, she closed our girl, right? She got on the schedule. Amazing. Second thing is that she was vulnerable. Like, she as an entrepreneur grew. And if you guys were on here 2 weeks ago, again, like, go watch that Zoom. It was tripling a business in 12 months. Like, go watch that Zoom, and like, that's where this came from. It's like, Stef put herself out there. She shared her sales numbers, which, by the way, even though technically her sales percentage it is what it was, she still made ROI. She still like spent $700 and made $1,200. Right? So like, if you want to be $1 million business, it ain't really that hard. It ain't. But it's going to take some freaking work. It's going to take consistency. Like, you don't have to be special. Katie.
Yes.
You're special. But am I special?
I'm not special, but thank you.
No, you are special. But for real, am I special?
No.
I'm a little bit. Right? And so maybe some of you guys are special. Maybe that's actually not helping you. Maybe you think you're special. Maybe that's your problem. Maybe you think you can do things. Maybe you think you can skip steps. That could be your problem. But if you just realize that it doesn't take special in order for you to have $1 million business, and you just you create the foundation, and you're consistent with it, and you focus on serving clients, staff members, your community, that's your focus. I promise you, it comes all the way around and you will get served more than you could ever imagine. Give, 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 give. Let them ask.
Can I just add on to what you said, Logan? Like, I was banging my head against the wall trying to reinvent the wheel. Went through training and coaching elsewhere. And in the last like 2 months have totally turned things around, and I'm in a totally different headspace and a totally different place in my business. So I just want to say thank you.
And you're the one who did it. Like, you're the one who did it. You went to the masterclass, you implemented the stuff, you got on Zooms, you were in the chat for a second, and then all of a sudden you made a comment and you, here I am, I'm asking questions, put yourself out there, and now you're here on a Zoom getting featured, and everyone knows who you are. Everyone, you should know Stef, you should reach out to her, you guys should connect with each other. If you guys have problems in your business, you guys should be connected with each other. Use the Facebook group, but also like text each other, like become friends. Like you guys have friends right now who don't help you grow your business. Why? Why do you have friends who don't help you grow your business? Why do you have friends who don't help you grow to get closer to your goals and your dreams in your life? Yeah. Get more people in your circle that you talk to, that you communicate with, that are doing what you do, who want to grow businesses. Who, you know what? I think I can grow $1 million business. I think I can do this. Like, Logan's not that special. Katie is. That's why you guys should get to know Katie. Because the more you hang out with Katie, you get to like feel some of her. But the more you guys collaborate with each other, you guys have friends in here, just makes it more fun. Like, here's what I dealt with today, right? Or here I have a problem, like, can you help me out, right? Or you see somebody else has a problem, like, hey, I solved that problem before, I can help you out, right? This is community, okay? Katie, I don't know if we've dropped the link for the spreadsheet. Have we dropped the link for the spreadsheet, guys? You guys are all hanging on here still. There's still 35 people on here. Like, you guys are amazing. We're on here for over an hour. You guys are amazing. Yeah. If we haven't dropped the spreadsheet, we're gonna drop the spreadsheet right now. So that's how to pay a salesperson. So grab that, make a copy of it. That way you have it. Put it in your special folder of things where you do special things. Okay, grab that. And then we also dropped the link for the private Zoom that's for tomorrow. So again, the private Zoom, this is Scout's honor for everyone who engaged on the ZenMade Summit, who commented, who voted on it. Yeah, this is for you. This is our appreciation to you guys. Not to say that I don't appreciate the rest of you guys. I do appreciate you. This was just this was a carrot. This was a bonus to put out there. So again, we put that little link in there as well, Katie. So we'll do that Zoom tomorrow. For some reason you can't make it, or you're not gonna be on that Zoom, we will put that in the training. And so we're actually gonna go over how to use how to pay a salesperson sheet. Okay. And that way, when you guys are ready to hire a salesperson, or you already have a salesperson, you can figure out, you can feel confident in how you're going to pay them. And so you get excited that, like, hey, here's what you can make. You can show them the numbers. Like, if you make this many sales, here's what your weekly pay is going to be, or your bi-weekly pay. And all of a sudden they're like, dude, sign me up for that. And by you doing that, that's how your company grows. Is you get other people to buy into your vision. You enroll them. Okay. Now, the private Zoom is right there. Google Sheet right there as well. Grab those two things. I'll just say it because I'm super excited about it. So again, part of the problems that we also had in our business was how to pay a recruiter. So a lot of you guys maybe aren't here yet, but this is something that you're going to need. Is you're going to need somebody who's dedicated to your cleaners, to onboarding them and training them and keeping them on your team and incentivizing them to want to work and not to call out low complaints. Like these, like you guys are probably experiencing these problems. And then when you have somebody who that's their full-time job is to grow your team, which, full transparency, that is how we grew our team so fast. That's how we went from, if you guys saw on my Instagram stories, We did $37,000 July 2022. 108,000 July 2023. How many cleaners do you think we had in July 2022? I don't know. Katie, do you find them now? I actually don't know, but I know how many cleaners we have now. Katie will get us the actual stats on that. But if you guys had to guess, would you say it's more or less? Yeah. He's figuring it out. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. Okay, so how many of you guys actually follow Alex? Does anyone follow Alex? Alex Hermosi. Sorry. Does anyone here follow Alex Hermosi? Hermosi. Mosey Nation. Okay, cool. So did you guys see? Yeah, there's only one Alex. Katie, did you find it? No. Oh, look. Just look on the vision sheet. Just look on the vision sheet. Go back and look at the vision sheet on the very first vision. I think was actually in July, and then you can count how many cleaners there were. Okay, watch us doing that though. If you guys look at Alex stories, if you haven't, like, go look at it now because I think that it's almost coming up on its time. But he made a post about a cleaning company. Did anyone see that? It's like you could start a cleaning company, or you could. I can't remember exactly what it was. But did anyone see that story he made where he represents a cleaning company?
7. We had 7 cleaners.
And how many cleaners do we have now?
18.
So 7 times 3, so not quite triple, but almost triple, right? So the amount of cleaners you have closely correlates to how much revenue you have. So if you guys all think about this right now, actually, who in here wants to be brave like Stef does? Take the first step. You don't have to hop on a Zoom like this. You don't have to like give me a sales call, but who wants to take the first step in like being vulnerable and sharing? Does anyone want to take like a baby step? I'll give everyone a baby step right now. If anyone wants to like take a step towards sharing and feeling uncomfortable, but at the same time, like when you share, let people in. Okay, that's the value of sharing and being vulnerable is let somebody in. If you guys want to take that step, I want you guys to put in the chat right now how many cleaners you have and what your revenue is. Okay, and this is mainly for you to put that in there so you know. And I want you to think about if you want to triple your business. So as I start to see some people who put it in the chat, like as you put the amount of cleaners you have on your team and what your revenue is, if you want to triple your business, triple your cleaners. Okay. Now, that might have been a little bit too big of a step, is what it looks like. Okay. Okay, so here was the post that Alex put on there. He said it's just as hard to start a local cleaning business as it is to scale a massive company. You work the same 80 hours a week. You just get compensated more for the latter than the former. The biggest entrepreneurial mistake is thinking too small, right? So he made a post directly to cleaning companies, and so I sent him a message, and I said, "I feel this one," and I gave him like a little smiley face, and he gave a little haha, triggered. He's like, "But y'all are scaling right now, right?" I was like, define scale, and then he said, "Growing monthly." And then I tagged him in that post today, right? So I tagged him that we did 37,000. And then this month we did 108,000. And he said, that's awesome. He's like, a triple. He's like, next year, 300K in a month. Right? And so, new goal, right? 300K a month. And he's actually just literally sending me a message right now. I was like, you're thinking too small. back to his post, right? Like, is 300K really that much? right? Is 300K a year that much? Okay, so let me walk you through an exercise that this is how we break beliefs, okay? Oh, sorry, the chat is going. Sorry, guys, I didn't realize the chat was actually going here. So, okay, great. So some of you guys did this, amazing. Sorry, I didn't see that. Shout out to you guys for actually putting your numbers in the chat. And again, like this was for you anyway. Like whatever your cleaners are in revenue is, if you want to triple your business, triple your cleaners. That's how you do it. That's the math. Okay. And so let's talk about this for a second. 300K a month. Is it 300K that seems crazy, or is it a month that seems crazy? Right? How many of you guys in here have made $300,000 in a year? Yeah. Some of you guys, maybe not all you guys, but some of you guys, right? Is $300,000 a year more reasonable? Would that seem like a reasonable goal for your business? Okay. So then once you've done it in a year, then it's just condensing the time frame. So okay. So then we've done it in a year. Can we do it in 9 months? Can we do it in 6 months? Can we do it in 3 months? And so it's you continuing to look for ways that you can accomplish goal, and you have done it, to first establish the belief. Okay. And then once we say, okay, I've done this, now I just got to like figure out how to do it in from a year. Now I got to condense it down to 6 months. Then I got to figure out how to condense it down to 3 months and then into 1 month. Okay. And so how you do that is with math. And so Jessica and Lucas, we were on a vision meeting today. Okay. And we talked about their next goal. So they just hit a big goal. So I don't see Jessica on here. Maybe she's snoozing, but Lucas is here. And so Lucas, if you want to, you can drop in the chat what your goals were, but they just hit a goal that they had set out for, and they actually were expecting to hit this goal in November, and they just hit it this month, right? So they cut down their time frame. They didn't make more, they just cut the time frame that they made it in. Okay. And so the next goal was like, how do I make 65,000? I was like, do the math. How many cleaners do you need? How much are you charging? What's the average, like the average amount your cleaners work? And then from there, you can actually create a model of what you need your staff to look like in order for you to have a business that does $65,000 a month. There's one step. The second step, how much are you charging? How many cleans are you currently doing a week? Let me make that more clear. What is your average revenue per clean? Your average revenue per clean, and how many cleans you're doing a week. And then from there, you can figure out how many cleans you need to be doing a week based on how much you're averaging right now in order to hit $65,000 a month. And when you have those two numbers, now you have your model. Now all you have to do is make sure that you have enough cleaners, you're charging enough money, and your cleaner's working enough. That's literally it. If you guys want to know the secret of how we triple our business, it's like we just focus on those three things. We just had a model. We just like, I wasn't looking at 108,000. I wasn't looking at 83,000. I was looking at how many cleaners do we have on our team? How many hours are they working every single week? How much are we charging every single week? What's our average revenue per clean? That's it. That's all I was looking at. How many cleans are we doing a week? That's it. Can everyone in here do those math problems? Can anyone in here do those math problems? Can anyone here not do those math problems? Can anyone in here not figure out how many cleaners you need? Can anyone in here not know how much you charge per hour? How many hours your cleaners are currently working on an average? And then math it back. Cool. Amazing. So this is something that I've realized since I've done all these decade a days, that like that's one of the most like valuable things that we do with everybody does decade a day. It was to do this exercise. There's actually an exercise that we do right before it. That's really fun. Carrots and sticks. So everyone's done decade a day. You guys know what I'm talking about. But a big piece of why everyone is able to grow is because they have clarity on exactly what they need to do. And it becomes really simple when you know how many cleaners you need, how much you need to be charging, what they need to be averaging every single week, and how many cleans you need to do every single week. That's the only things you need to focus on. Okay. So appreciate you guys for being on here tonight. Katie, one more time. Let's drop. Oh no. I know I was going somewhere with that. Okay. There's one more thing I forgot. I think I was going somewhere with that. Okay. So back to Alex, right? So this was an announcement I was gonna make. We have a special guest coming on next week. So next Tuesday, if you guys people are still on here, 35 people are still on here. Man, you guys are awesome. Everyone stayed on here. Okay. So next week we have a special guest. You guys, I haven't told anybody yet. You guys are the first people I'm telling. I want to give you guys a little love and show my appreciation. So next week, many of you guys know that Alex, he sold his company, Gym Launch. Okay, sold this in 2021. And he's still like 33% partner in this company. But he doesn't have any managing control of the company anymore. He's basically an investor in the company he started. Okay. Now, what many people don't know is that the person who took over as CEO of Gym Launch, once Alex and Layla left, was a gym owner. And in fact, that gym owner was one of the gym owners who was with Katie and I at the very first mastermind that Alex ever put on. It's August 2017. There was about 20 gym owners there and their spouses. It's about 40 people total. And this gym owner was there, and Katie and I ended up meeting him and his wife. Super nice people. And he had a very similar story to a lot of small business owners, was that he actually had a W-2 job, and he was running a gym on the side, and he was struggling. He couldn't make it work. He joined Gym Launch, and his business blew up. But he also kept his W-2 job at the same time because he was very, very security driven. Definitely not the let me go like lay it all on the line kind of entrepreneur. Very conservative, but also like very, very smart. And so you guys know that in November of 2017, Alex actually asked me to come work with him with Gym Launch. And so I did daily calls, which were like coaching calls, somewhat similar to this, and also sales. So, and I did the daily call. I replaced Alex up doing the daily call. And so Alex did a daily call Monday through Friday for an hour every single day. And they flew me out to basically learn as much as I possibly could from Alex, be around him, be in his presence, be in proximity to him. And then I took over those daily calls from Alex. But the person who took those daily calls over for me when I left Gym Launch was this guy named Kale. And so Kale did those daily calls. He kept on working his way up in the company. And so Kale started as a part-time gym lord, as we call ourselves, or as a full-time gym lord, a part-time gym owner, and he moved himself up to where now he's the CEO of Gym Launch. And he has grown that company from when Alex sold it in 2021, the company was worth, I think they said they sold it for $45 million. Kale's grown that business to $80 million in 2 years, less than 2 years. And Kale doesn't do interviews. Like if you look at his, like he doesn't do interviews outside of what he does, like just for his community of gym lords, but he's going to come into our community next Tuesday and is going to be doing a Q&A with us. And so hopefully you guys are super excited about that. And if you guys are, if you guys show up, like there's a lot more of these I'd like to do, but this is like the first, it's almost like a test round, right? And I told Kale, Kale and I have been friends for 6 years. So I just told him the situation. I told him that, like, think of gym owners, but with, instead of having barbells in their hands, like vacuums in their hands, right? It's like same avatar. And somebody who's super knowledgeable, super smart, and someone who's a lot of wisdom to share, and like someone who doesn't do this for anybody, right? Again, like, I pulled a favor. So if you guys like these, if you guys think you're gonna like these, like, show up next Tuesday. I'll put Katie, will you actually drop the link to register? So I created the Zoom already because I was like super excited about it. So Katie will drop the link so you guys can actually register for it now. But please, like, show up, tell your friends about it, get people on there. And the more we show up for this, the more I want to like surprise Kale. And like, if you guys want to know my real, like we show up for Kale, like, I promise you I can get more people like Kale to show up to these kind of things. And you guys can get it all for free. Okay, like, no one's gonna be pitching anything, no one's selling anything, like, it's just all for free. This is just for you to be able to get closer to these people who we start to realize that they're just normal people, like, we're all just normal people. But when you get closer to them, you just kind of feel different. You just kind of feel like you belong, you feel like you can do it, right? And so that's my idea, is to be able to, like, I've established relationships, I've done these, I have these things. I'm like, let me share with you guys. So get that Zoom link, go register for it. It's gonna be next Tuesday. It's gonna be amazing. So yeah, you guys are the first to hear about it. Hope you guys are excited about that. And it's gonna be really great. We'll kind of share his story, some of the things I didn't share with you, but he's gonna talk. And he's gonna, like, he's open for questions. And I'm not sure if maybe I'll post something in the group where you guys can ask questions beforehand. That way, and kind of filter some of the questions out. So we're making sure that we utilize this time properly, because we only have an hour. So you guys got to be on there. Like, we don't have an hour and a half, 2 hours like we have on these Zooms. We got to be quick to the point. Or not quick to the point, but we try to be effective. So if you guys do have questions, I want you to think about those questions, and it should be fun. So hopefully you guys are excited about that. I'm super excited. Hopefully you guys are excited. We'll see how many will show up. How excited everybody is. But thank you guys for tonight. Steph, give Steph some love for tonight, for being vulnerable, for showing up and doing amazing, right? Like, hopefully you guys got value from that sales or that call review, and you guys start to see, like, how you can do this and how you can implement that in your business, and realize that, like, it's not that difficult, but it's just work. It's just reps, right? It's like sitting behind the computer, doing call reviews. Like, I was doing them this morning. Katie does them as well. Guess what? Just as a secret, you guys can do everything. You can do interviews as well, and sales, and whatever else is reported in your life. Like, if your team does daily huddles without you, which eventually, you want to get to a point, like, you can have those reported, and you can give a call review to the person who's leading the meeting, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, I can have team meetings without me. This is really weird. Really weird. It really is. This is how it's done. Okay, so you learn it through sales, and then you apply that skill set to other facets of your business. Okay. So if you guys got value, again, give stuff some love. Yeah, get into the Facebook group. 100%. Ask questions inside there. The replays will be inside the masterclass. Private Zoom tomorrow. Make sure that if you're eligible for that, make sure you show up to the private Zoom tomorrow. We'll go over the sales calculator. And yeah, if you are interested in Decade a Day, you want to come hang out with me and Katie in Montana, come hang out with us. Right now, 35% off. I'll put it in the masterclass, the little countdown. So we have 22 days. So 22 days for 35% off. If you guys have any questions on Decade a Day, like, there's people inside the group who've done Decade a Day, so like, I would recommend just asking them. Like, they're the best people to ask. They'll give you the real. And again, the only way you can do Decade a Day is if you go to the masterclass and you implement things, and like, you're not starting with like a blank slate, right? Like, that's the value of the masterclass, is that a lot of the questions are answered in there, and then from there we can help you solve real problems where you're going to need more than just some videos and PDFs. It's like, how do you actually implement this in your business specifically? Like, that's where Katie and I become a lot more valuable. So I appreciate you guys so much. What to say, Tuesday? Happy Tuesday. Man, we got to wait only 24 hours before our next Zoom. So see you guys tomorrow. And if you guys aren't in the Zoom tomorrow, we'll see you guys next Tuesday. Okay. Appreciate you guys. Happy Tuesday.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night, guys.
Thank you.